This is my talk. I think everybody who ever spoke to Ken understands some of the quotes that we had. And for my story, there's an old saying that sums up my personal relationship with Ken Hover. Should you have the opportunity to ever meet the King of England, you're much more likely to remember meeting the king than the king might remember meeting you. So that's my story. I need to downsize that a little bit to resize it. Maybe we could screen it just a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can adjust that. But Ken may not be aware of how many people he's actually influenced in life, from professors to ordinary people like myself. Ken's influenced my career, permanently altered the course of my life, and he doesn't know it. Everyone has heroes. My hero? Yeah. My other hero is Ken.
Does that work a little better so you can see?
It's pretty close. It's about 2 slides. I'm the oldest of 7 children from a farm family in Oregon. And we were poor. A while back, I met a girl in high school when we were kids, and we eloped away to California as soon as we had a few $20 bills stacked. For us, California was absolutely the land of opportunity. And even though I didn't know a soul in California, we thought maybe it'd be good to be there. Because California was the land of opportunity, but Murphy, Oregon was certainly not the land of opportunity. So we launched a small company in California, and I taught myself how to do concrete. Mainly, I learned a lot about failure. Oh, and we were really, really poor. I'm not kidding you. And we were getting poorer every month. We needed equipment, so we knew where to get it. We simply bought it secondhand. We did primarily shotcrete work. Anyone that understands shotcrete work, it's good old-fashioned hard work, and it was in demand, and there was a way to make a few dollars if I could actually make the shotcrete stick to the whatever. Initially, my shotcrete education was it goes into the pump and then it comes out where it belongs. But in reality, I was only half right. Yeah. So my education in shotcrete became how to be an unpaid expert at every possible problem that could ever occur with the process. This was my daily nozzleman duties. It was beating hoses and fallouts and shoveling and all sorts of things that didn't pay well. So here's some highlights from 1992 when I started. You can see that I did exceptional work back at the time, and it was lots of people followed me around. These were real pictures. So, like I said, Mr. Lay has a whole different presentation than me, but these were the highlights of the time. And so we understand that risk does come from not knowing what we were doing, and I was a poster child for this. We quickly realized that mastery of this concrete craft, shotcrete, was not at all a test of strength, equipment, or mechanical aptitude. In reality, successful shotcrete placement appeared to be dependent on countless variables that we didn't understand and had no control over. I needed to learn why, and fast. Was it the equipment, the mix, the technique? Was it Jupiter and Mars? It was no problem, though. I had a plan. At least I thought I did. I would blame the mix. And, well, that didn't work well for me. For some reason, they thought it was my fault. So shotcrete evaded us, and we really needed help. And it wasn't strength help, but we didn't need newer equipment. We needed knowledge, and we needed it bad. But at the time, thinking 1992, educational resources in my craft were not widely available. In fact, this is what we did. We would scavenge for knowledge by trial and error, what we used to call learn while you earn, imitating others or attending trade shows, because people knew things at trade shows. And I needed an education, and I needed one bad. But I had a plan, at least I thought I did. So I would have to learn how it works, and the best place to learn where it would work, according to what little information I had, was to go to the world of concrete. And so there it was. It was time for a Las Vegas learning experience. And I can't believe that slide showed up. Honest, I was going to delete that. But I got a no frills flight, and I got a premium hotel, and I ate well, and I became aware of the concrete class that Mr. Hover puts on. It's a big deal. But I didn't really have any money to attend it. I didn't have enough money barely to get home, let alone go to his class. So I had a plan. Here's the plan for better and worse. I hid in the men's room stall, and I waited. You don't remember I told you this after the class, but the class started promptly at whatever time it started, and I wasn't there. But as soon as the bathroom break came on at 9:15, and everybody rushed back in, I rushed out of my stall and rushed back in, and there it was. There were a few empty seats near the very back, and there I was in that seat. I'll be darned. And then here it began. What is this guy? Is this comedian, teacher, crazy guy? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But what? I didn't pay anything for this class, so I wasn't sure I was getting my money's worth at first. But as I listened to this, it began to be more like a John Lennon song. You guys might know this stuff. A John Lennon song makes no sense, but it makes sense. It makes sense, and he talked about everything affecting everything else and how concrete behaves the way it does, and this was a moment, as Mr. Lay stated, as if it began to be in color for me. The knowledge that he bestowed was so profound. It was life-changing, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It explained why things worked. It explained why things, especially for me, it explained why things did not work. And it was a life-changing moment. It was absolutely profound. After the class, Ken invested his own personal time to patiently answer I was a confused young man, and he took endless questions from me and his own personal time and his classic style of clear, simple examples. Of course, he would not remember that. We had sudden improvement in every single thing we did. It was amazing. Because we began to understand the language, the hidden language of the mixed proportions, and why mixed proportions matter so profoundly to our craft of trying to make concrete stick to whatever it is that we want it to stick to. But at the time, and ever since then, I can't believe anyone has ever volunteered the time to educate me in such a profound way as Mr. Hover. It was amazing. My career evolved, and again, he's a hero of mine, so I read every single thing he wrote, everything, even if it made no sense to me, which was a lot of it. But I'm not the sharpest stick here. You heard the sharpest stick, and I'm sorry to have to follow him. But I exercised every opportunity to sneak in anywhere to hear him speak. And at some point, my career evolved from my role as a daily nozzleman and a pretty good one, to being asked to become an educator within the industry. And so I was deeply intimidated by the task of having to stand in front of an audience. You've already noticed that. And since I had no formal background as an educator of any kind, I had a primary education and nothing else. I taught myself how to teach based on studying Dr. Hover's amazing style. It's an infectious style of high energy, simple to understand things. And his technique of applying easy to visualize examples to help understand the incredible complexities of concrete to this moment amaze me how you do this. Few people have explained as much about concrete to so many people with as much clarity as you. Your skill at breaking down complex principles into easy to understand examples became a model for my own teaching styles. Many of us have heard some of other useful advice from Dr. Hover. And here's one that I've seen many times when he speaks, and there will always be some son of a gun that will do something better than you. And Ken says to his university students to find these people and study these people and work towards becoming these people. And that was very, very good advice for me. So my company's prospered. I joined many committees, I wrote countless articles, but mainly I kept working. I have served as the American Shotcrete Association Chair of Education for 9+ terms, which is the longest one ever. I was honored as the only Nosman ever to become an ACI Fellow, based on Ken. And I'm the current president of the American Shotcrete Association, based on Ken. None of this would have been possible without you. None of it. It's no thanks to... But I'm just one of the countless people that you have influenced through your selfless act of kindness. So thank you so much. Thank you.